Hello, Anna.
Hello, Alex.
You join me here at the Women's Tour.
Woo!
Yes, we're here. Hello and welcome
to King Edward's Radio.
We're here on Angel Hill, ready for the Women's Tour. We've been lucky enough to get full media passes, meaning we can talk to any of the big riders, including Laura Trott and Hannah Barnes.
And we're waiting here, ready for the cyclists to arrive and drive through.
Okay. Hello, my name's Luke Deal. I'm Deals on Wheels, the radio car reporter for BBC Radio Suffolk and also presenter of the Saturday Breakfast Show on BBC Radio Suffolk.
Hello, do you think it should be more publicised, things like the Women's Tour in cycling?
I think over the last few weeks, we at BBC Radio Suffolk have been promoting the Women's Tour because this is a great sport. Since the 2012 Olympics, more and more people are being encouraged to take up a variety of sports. And the Women's Tour started off in Felixstowe last year, and there was a huge turnout down on the seafront. And it's only fair that we try as a county to keep that momentum going. And I think, judging by the turnout, I've been here since 5:30 this morning, and the Angel Hill is getting busier and busier and busier. And come 11 o'clock, when the start of the race, there'll be crowds of people here, schools as well, and that's great to encourage youngsters to maybe get on a bike and exercise.
Yeah. Are you going to stay with them the whole journey filming it, or...?
What we're doing is we're broadcasting our mid-morning show with Mark Murphy live from the Angel Hill at the moment. That will broadcast until 12 o'clock today. And then we have reporters at various stages of the race. We've got one on the outskirts of Bury St Edmunds at Moreton Hall. We'll have another one in Ipswich. There'll be another one, I believe, in Woodbridge. And then we have another reporter up in Aldeburgh for the grand finish of the race, which they say is around 2:15 this afternoon.
Yeah, sounds like you've got it pretty covered.
Absolutely, and it's important to cover a race like this. Yes, last year, I say, we were out in Felixstowe, but then when the race had started, I followed the race all the way through Pitton Mill and down towards Shotley, and the amount of people that actually lined the route was unbelievable. All, not just cyclists and enthusiasts of cyclists, but also people that just wanted to give those women some encouragement on a long day and a lot of support.
What do you think draws general people to come see an event like this if they're not keen cyclists?
I think it's just the build-up, the promotion, the publicity that goes out there. People hearing it on the radio that think, actually, we're not doing much today. Let's go down and see what it's all about. And as you can see, people are starting to gather now here on the Angel Hill for the start of the race in an hour and 15 minutes' time. So I think the British have always been good at supporting events such as this, and Bury St Edmunds always has a strong following, a strong crowd of people. And it's great when the Olympic torch came through here. I mean, this place was absolutely heaving. And I think the people in West Suffolk are really good at supporting a race such as this.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Long. That's all right.
Hi there. What do you think makes women's cycling so popular, particularly in Suffolk?
Well, I think Suffolk's a great place for cycling because it's nice and flat, which is quite good. And it's just a beautiful place to cycle around. And I think that, you know, it's the kind of place that is built for outdoor activities. So I think that's probably why it's very popular here. And I think it's great that we've got the tour coming here because it's doing their bit for girl power as well.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think there's enough media coverage of sports such as women's cycling?
I think there could be more. I think there could be a lot more coverage of lots of women's sports, whether it be rowing or football or cycling, because it does seem that the men get a lot of the perks, and we're getting there, but there could be more.
Okay, are you covering the whole event? Are you following them? Or?
We are following them all of today, and then my colleagues will be doing the rest of the tour. So we're going to start here this morning, and then we are going to try and meet them near Hemmingstone. And then after that, we're going on to Aldeburgh, and we'll be hopefully there at the finish line as well.
Okay.
Lovely, thank you for talking to us.
No problem.
That was Tanya Mercer from ITV, who was kind enough to talk to us.
Bye.
You join us with two members of the St John Ambulance team here. What's it like to be part of the tour, the women's tour?
I think it's very interesting, especially if we're into cycling, and it's very important for us to be here for the crowd and make sure that nothing happens. So first aiders are very important here. Yeah.
Are you following the event, or are you just staying at Abbey?
No, we're just staying here at Abbey Gardens. We're here till the cycle goes off.
Okay.
What sort of vehicles do you have that follow the cyclists as they take stage one?
The medical provision for the cyclist is provided by another organisation. Our role here today is to look after the crowd and provide first aid for the crowd and ensure that nobody suffers for lack of first aid.
It's really good, yeah.
Hello there, you join us with Lucy Martin from the Matrix team. Hello.
Hi.
What's it like to be part of a tour like the women's tour?
Oh, it's huge. It's really a massive event in Great Britain, and I'm just really excited to take part.
Do you think it should be more widely publicised?
No, I think this race has been extremely well publicised, and compared to other races that I do in Europe, everybody knows about this one. All my friends and family in the UK already know about it, so it's been really good.
What's the training been like for this event?
I've actually been in Belgium doing a few races in preparation, and I flew over, or got the train over on Monday morning, so ready to go.
What's it like when you go around a corner and you see loads of kids cheering at you, waving at you, and with an amazed face like, wow, that's what I want to do in the future?
Oh, it's fantastic. I remember last year I was really struggling at one point, and I did exactly that. Went round a corner and one little girl shouted, "Keep going!" and that was it. That inspired me.
How do you know the course? Do you have to memorise it?
We just have a race book and basically just use that as a guide and see which hills are coming up. But most of the time, unless you go out and actually check the whole course, you kind of just have to race on instinct.
How do you keep momentum going to get to the end? Because it's an incredibly long time to be riding.
Just have to do it. I'm used to doing it. All the races are generally this long, and just take support from my teammates and encourage each other.
Do you think the women's tour should be slightly longer than 5 stages and more like the Tour de France?
I think it's only its second year, so I think at the moment it's a perfect distance, and it fits in well with the other races in the calendar that all the Europeans and other girls race. So I think at the moment it's fine. Yeah.
What's one tip you give to young cyclists who want to become a professional cyclist in the future?
Just to never give up, because you won't be winning at the start, and you'll definitely not be winning every single race. But if you just continue, you'll eventually be successful.
Lovely.
That's
Thank you.
great.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
Am I going to be on the radio? This is terrible. I've got a terrible voice already.
What do you think is so important about events like the women's tour?
The question is that.
If not, how are you involved in the event today?
Well, I'm
What's your
involved
job
in the
today?
event as a motorcycle escort rider.
Uh-huh.
I think the event as a whole is really important for the community. It's important to get people out on bikes. It's a good way of inspiring young people to get on bikes. It's a good way of inspiring, particularly this event, young girls get involved, because a lot of girls feel a bit left out by sport.
Yeah.
You see these athletes are just incredible. It's important to bring stuff into the community. This is not being rude, but this seems to be perched on the edge of the country to me a little bit. A lot of people don't know about different parts of the country.
What's it like when you're on the escort and you're at the front driving through, clearing the crowds?
Well, our job isn't necessarily to clear the crowds. The crowds are very, very well behaved and they clear themselves as a rule. Our job is to stop the traffic. It's good, it's exciting.
Do you think there's enough media publicity about events like this?
It's playing catch-up for the women. The men's tour is fairly well publicised. The women's tour, I don't generally see it on national telly so often. It's on the local telly every time I look in the hotel at night, but probably not as big as it should be.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Thank you.
So what is it you've been invited to do for the women's tour?
50 women, local women from Bury St Edmunds, have been selected to ride ahead of the tour, the women's tour this year, and I was lucky enough to win a golden ticket to ride out ahead of the tour. Yes.
What is it that attracts you to cycling in particular in the sport?
Just being able to get out into the fresh air, exercise, get to see parts of Suffolk that I've never really seen before. And the pace you go at varies, obviously, but you're able to see things that you wouldn't necessarily see if you were whizzing past in a car.
Did you have to train for the event, or
Not for this event, but we go out training quite regularly.
Yes.
Every week. We're out 2 or 3 times a week, so yeah.
Do you think women's cycling is publicised enough?
I don't think we're doing too badly at the moment, and obviously this will generate a lot of interest. But I think on a whole they're probably not really. Obviously, money's an issue, sponsorship's an issue, but it's getting bigger and it's getting better. So onwards and upwards.
Well, have fun cycling in front of them.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
What team are you going for? Which is your team you're riding for?
My team is Lotto Soudal. It's a Belgian team.
How do you keep stamina up when you're going around the course?
How do we keep what?
Stamina.
Like cycling, how do you keep going?
The whole way from start to finish.
Well, it's just routine actually. You just gotta put your head in the race, and we're gonna try to go in the attack. So we're gonna try to ride aggressive and not just follow. So yeah, during the race you don't really have time to think about anything else. You're just really focused on the race. So
What's the training been like for this?
Well, some of the girls have been doing other stage races before. Last week there was a stage race in the Basque Country in Spain. I just came out of a break, so I've been doing some hard intensity training, and so now we're coming into this race. So we'll see how it goes.
Do you think there's enough media publicity for events like this?
Yeah, I think this is a really great event. Actually, I've never really seen anything like this in women's cycling. Okay, the Giro d'Italia is really big in women's cycling, but still, this seems a very nice organization. And last year I wasn't here, and I heard really a lot of good comments on this race, so I was eager to participate this year. And well, we'll see how it goes. I've heard there's going to be a lot of crowds along the race, so I'm looking forward to enjoy that a little bit too.
Good luck and enjoy the Suffolk views.
Okay, thank you.
That was Lisa Lott.
Thank you.
What team are you cycling for today?
Team Lift Plantur.
What are you most looking forward to in this cycling tour out of the 5 stages?
Yeah, this is my first time racing here in Great Britain on the road, so I'm very excited about it. And I heard really good stories about it, that it's really busy with people cheering for you, so I'm really excited and looking forward for it.
Do you think there's enough media publicity for events like this?
Yes, really a lot. I saw it on Twitter, Facebook. It's really good that it's.
My name is Lauren Hall, and I'm racing for the USA national team.
What are you most looking forward to within this tour out of the 5 stages?
I'm most looking for teamwork with the team, and each girl having their opportunity to go for a stage win.
Do you think there's enough media publicity of tours like the Women's Tour?
For Women's Tour, yeah. I think some of the other races could step it up a little bit, and I love if there's live stream or TV coverage. I think that's a big help for women's cycling and pushing us more in the media.
How do you keep your stamina up when cycling this whole event?
Eating a lot of food that I like to eat and not being limited to certain items.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a good race.
It's really quick. Yeah.
What team are you riding for today?
My team is Perdazumi Sports Tours International, which is a bit of a mouthful, but they're our sponsors.
Which stage are you most looking forward to?
I think the last one, probably.
Do you think there's been enough media coverage of tours like the Women's Tour?
I think this one particularly has got a lot of media coverage, but in general there's not such good media coverage of women's cycling, but I think this one's a pretty good one.
How do you keep your stamina up when you're doing the whole course and all 5 stages?
Lots of food, lots of energy gels.
Lovely, thank you. Have a
Okay.
good tour.
That was Joanne Roswell.
What team are you riding for today?
Matrix Fitness.
Which out of all the stages are you most looking forward to?
Well, I've got to say Saturday because that's my home stage.
How do you keep your stamina up throughout the whole of the stages in each race?
I guess fueling well on the bike. Like it's not about when we're on the bike today. It's not about fueling for the race today necessarily. It's about fueling enough so that I can back up day in day out.
Do you think there's enough media coverage of an event like this?
Oh, well, I think this event, personally, is absolutely massive. Like, this is a real step forward for women's cycling. But other events do need more publicity, especially because there's a whole series, there's a whole World Cup that happens like throughout Belgium, throughout of Europe, which doesn't actually get that much coverage. So it does still need to be like higher on the priority, I guess.
Have
you got any advice for any young cyclists out there?
I'd say if you want to start cycling, to join a local club. That's the way I did it. Like there's loads of youth clubs around. Like one in Golden City was the one that I started at. But just to join a local club, just because they have all the information of how to get into it and how to get started.
Okay, thank you, Laura.
That was Laura Trott.
I've got nothing interesting. I don't even know who's coming today.
We're here with Ellie.
Hello. Are we live?
Yeah.
That's
no,
terrifying.
we're
Okay,
just
good.
recording. What are you here involved with the tour?
I'm here working for Abbeycroft as a steward, so we're just standing here by the Abbey Gate, letting people go through. We're going to have to close the gates in about an hour, I think. And we get whistles, so I get to blow a whistle every time any car comes past, which is quite fun, you know. Yeah.
Any particular rider you're looking forward to?
I know Lizzie Armitstead is coming, and my brother is also working here, and he was there yesterday for their big welcome meal, and he was the VIP accomplice thing, which was quite cool. So he said he met lots of people. Laura Trott as well should be fun. Yeah.
Do you think the women's tour should be more widely publicised?
I think so. I was just looking at some leaflets and stuff that we have, and I just think the men's it seems to be so much more overplayed, and actually I think, particularly with cycling, I think you'd find that women's cycling isn't that much slower or less impressive than the men's, actually, and I feel like it doesn't get as much publicity. The only thing I would say is the Olympics, I think they do get a very equal footing, which I think is really good. But I think in more cycling only events, perhaps is less equal.
Good luck with stewarding and have
Thanks.
fun. You join us now at the start line, which is where the women's tour is about to start.
And we've got about how long till the race starts?
The race starts in about 15 minutes, but before then we've got the pre-cyclists, which is the Abbeycroft Leisure group. They're about to take off. The atmosphere is quite hyped here, would you say, Anna?
Yeah, and I've got the police escort all lined up on their motorbikes at the front.
So the Abbeycroft Leisure are going to go up first towards the brewery, and then they're going to turn off, making way for the 16 teams who are taking part in this year's women's tour.
And we'll keep you posted. The race is 112 kilometres, which is about how many miles? Jamaica.
It's to Aldborough, and it goes through lots of places in Suffolk, including
Stowmarket, Ipswich,
Woodbridge, and then finally ending in Aldborough, where they're already waiting there, ecstatic for the arrival.
They said the race is going to end at about half two.
Half two, I think, is the expected arrival of the early birds. The media are still using this opportunity of taking photos. The front lineup have now been joined by the rest of their teammates as they're now getting ready. Our mayor, Patrick Chung, is going to be waving them off with the flag, and then that starts this year's Aviva Women's Tour.
2 minutes
to go. This is 2 minutes to go.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
They're off. There they go, they're going past. And of course, once all the cyclists have gone through, there's all their teams that will be following. And here we go, we now have all the team cars passing us. Beginning with all the officials, paramedics on duty, and now here come all the team cars with all the spare bikes. There they go. So here comes Wiggle Wiggle. Wiggle Honda, they're coming, and there we go, we've got racing from the United States. And J.A. Sola, A.L. Cipollini, Pearl Ilizumini, that's very difficult to say. Well, we got the Matrix team, where of course we managed to interview people. We got the Optum Pro Cycling, Arica Green Edge, Vejo Scram, Lotto Squandle, and Bigler. There's more coming. Here we go, here's another one. This is Parit Chanron. Here we go, more Dolmans, more ambulances now coming. Another Wiggle coming. It's getting exciting. Wait. And there we go, that's the end now. And of course, the last vehicle to come, do you know what it's called? It's called the broom, and on the end, if you look at it, it'll have a broom, and they sweep up all the people who are left behind. It's the last thing to cross the finishing line. So last year they came, they actually had a broom on it. Let's see if they've got a broom. There we go, here comes the broom, the one that sweeps up all the last. There we go, and it's got a broom on the end, cycling, making all them up. I'm finishing up with the police, and now here come all the team transport, because when they get finishing, they want their comfort of their own little transport facility, and so they all quickly pack up now, and they're going to go now to Aldborough.
And that's the event finished.